Now, working with files typically you're going to have in a client server based network. If I go to this PC in here, look at all these little drives I have. These are called mapped drives. See how they have a little network cable underneath them? These are mapped drives connected to my file servers in the back of the room. So you can tell people, go to the wide drive, and that's where all your sales stuff is stored, whatever. Well, we can set that up on our own little server. We want to get to group policies. So I'm going to start, because we've had trouble with our server manager blowing up. And if I type in group, it should bring up group policy management. That's our friend that we want. The two things you use the most when you're administrating a server is Active Directory users and computers and group policy management. They are your friends as a network administrator. And then we're going to open this up, go down to our domain. There we are. And there's our employees. And there's our sales. And inside of the sales folder is our user. So we want to apply this group policy only to people that are in the sales organizational unit, because we don't want people in accounting and other places to have a drive. It wouldn't work for them anyway, because we wouldn't give them permission. Here we go. We're going to right click on sales, create a GPO, group policy object, in this domain and link it here. We're going to call it sales mapped drives or drive. That way we know what it is, because that's what it's going to be. Click OK. We'll end up with this little guy over here who at this point does nothing. But we're going to fix that. Right click on the sales map drive and click edit. That'll bring up this little windowy guy right here. I'm going to make him fill up the screen so I have more room. We're going to go to user configuration, preferences, Windows settings, and right here they have a specific spot for drive mapping. We'll right click and we're going, oh, why did it do that there? I must have been moving my mouse. If you right click, it should say new mapped drive. Ta-da! Well, you can't browse to the location. You have to type it in manually. So the path is /server1/sales without any spaces. And it doesn't matter if you use upper or lowercase. Windows is not case sensitive. It's only case sensitive on passwords. Now we want to reconnect each time. We want to tell it to set up a specific drive for sales. Let's see, what shall we pick? How about S for sales? Does that work? Because you can pick any drive that's not currently in use on the computer. And most computers typically have a C drive, maybe a D or an E for a USB drive, and that's about it. So we've got all these drives clear up to Z. I'll just pick S. There's one option we're going to turn on. We are going to remove this item when it is no longer applied, meaning if they leave the sales group and go somewhere else, they don't have that map drive anymore. And we go ahead and just take a look here. It should say replace, sales. We're using the S drive. We don't need to change anything else. So we click OK. Now, since I'm already logged in as sales one, it's not gonna take effect right away. It might take effect if I do a GP update, and then again, it may not. And sometimes it doesn't work because you made a mistake somewhere. Let's see if I got it to work. And it's kind of, I've always had this work on a physical domain using Hyper-V and everything else, but VirtualBox, I think all bets are off. I don't know why. Oh, there's my command prompt. Like working underwater with this guy today. Yeah, it is. I don't know. There's like a gravity anomaly here or something, black hole. It's just kind of sitting there looking at me. Oh, it was just sitting there looking at me. So GP update /force says, I want every group policy on the server applied to me right now. I want no fooling around. And sometimes this works, sometimes you have to restart. We'll see. There's one. Now we need the user policy to be applied. Ooh, it said it was applied successfully. Let's see if I got lucky. Look at there, I got lucky. Sometimes you have to reboot. Sometimes it doesn't work. If it doesn't work, then you have to figure out, okay, did I set the permission wrong? Did I type in the wrong path? You know, there can be any one of those number of things that we just did. If they're wrong, it won't work. You have to have everything just right. Computers don't like close. They like it just right.